So my husband has me out here about to try a driverless car from Waymo. Let me know if you would try a driverless car in the comments. So we went to go meet the car. Later in this video, I'll give you a review of Waymo as well as the pros and cons of Waymo. That's the tag?
Yep, that's it. Alright, I'm actually getting in the car now.
Oh, my seatbelt. Oh, sorry. Okay. Shoot. I recently had a chance to try out self-driving cars or the autonomous cars, and I tried out Waymo, which if you are not familiar with Waymo, Waymo was previously known as Google self-driving cars, and Waymo is a subsidiary of Alphabet Inc. And they're not everywhere. Right now, you can find Waymo in Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and in Austin. There are talks of it coming to Atlanta, but I want to give my thoughts on my experience with Waymo in San Francisco. You have to be invited or get a code to be able to ride Waymo. And it's not everywhere in San Francisco, so there's some areas that it doesn't go. Depending on where I was going, sometimes Waymo tended to be cheaper than Uber or Lyft in San Francisco. One thing that is interesting is that it doesn't always drop off or pick up exactly where you would like. It does it where it's safe, so sometimes you have to walk to meet Waymo. I'll give you a couple of pros and cons of Waymo. I like that there isn't a driver, so I don't have to deal with that kind of chit chat that you have to deal with when you look and present yourself as a tourist, because a lot of people don't take Uber and Lyft when they're if they're locals. So they automatically assume you're a tourist and they start asking you questions. Sometimes I can request a quiet ride and sometimes I can't. And even if I do request a quiet ride in Uber or Lyft, sometimes it's not often quiet. Also, I liked that I was able to program my music ahead of the ride. But for the most part, there are some things that I didn't like. I didn't like that you have to walk a little bit further sometimes to get the car, depending on the location. I didn't like riding in traffic. I was anxious on some of the moves and decisions that the car made. When, for instance, I was approaching the ferry building in San Francisco, and instead of waiting behind cars, it tried to pass a couple of cars and then ended up waiting to try to get back over. So because that car is very cautious, I wouldn't have hopped over just to hop back over. So those are some things that I didn't like. It is interesting when you do take Waymo. It does cause some attention. A lot of people are talking to you or waving or taking pictures of you. I felt like some people blow at the Waymo cars either just out of frustration. I noticed when I was in an Uber, they blew at the Waymo car. Of course, Waymo and Lyft is not happy about driverless cars. I took it twice, once during a Saturday night, so traffic wasn't as bad. Sunday during the day, the car I was in backed up a lot. So San Francisco is very hilly. I don't know if the car in front of me was rolling back just because of the hill. So the car blew its horn and then backed up. So I kind of freaked out a little bit. And also, the Waymo car I was in crossed over into lanes and got to the side behind another Waymo car who was dropping off riders. Oh, wait, am I here? Uh-oh. I have no idea why I just pulled over. Because we still got 14 minutes. So maybe it's doing that because these folks are getting out. Maybe, I don't know. Because it says this lane is going to be the bus ahead. Our team is working to get you moving. Oh my gosh. So it's like the two Waymo cars are kind of... I don't know. I'll probably end this live. I might get some support and see what's going on. I might need to hop in an Uber or Lyft at this point. Because I have no idea why this car got over here behind this car. And it's like they're like blowing at each other. And then just stood there. It honked its horn, backed up a few times, and just kind of sat there, put on its flashers, and sat there for a minute. And I was worried I was going to miss my ferry that I had planned to get there early so I could figure out how to navigate the ferry. And I don't know if it pulled over because the other car was there and it was trying to assist to get it back into traffic. Maybe it thought the other car was... something was wrong with the other car, but eventually it said that someone was coming to assist the car. And so I'm like, great. I couldn't get out. I was thinking about getting out, but I'm like, where am I? First of all, I didn't understand why the car took that route. I tried to call Waymo support. They didn't answer. And they called me back after removing. So I don't know if me calling them got it back moving or what. But the car got out of the lane finally and just left the other car there. And the navigation that it did a diagonal split across a few lanes to get all the way over that where it was before. And I just knew that the Waymo car was going to clip another car just because of the maneuvering that it did to get back over to that lane. And I just saw that I was going to have to get out the car and just, I don't know, because I wasn't driving it. So it made for my ride to be very anxious, and not only that, I got there late and had to run to catch my ferry. Afterwards, I was very glad to get in an Uber. I'm not sure that I would take Waymo again. It was a cool first experience. I did it when it was not so crowded and a short distance. The second time was a longer distance and in traffic, but I don't think that I would ride Waymo again. There's also, from a safety concern, that an Uber driver pointed out to me, and I'm not going to repeat it, but there's some things that the Uber driver mentioned, and one, of course, he probably mentioned it because a little fear there, but the points that he made was valid. So technology is good, but, if it gets in the wrong hands, you never know. So that's why I would say I will probably not ride in a Waymo car. Have you ever heard of Waymo, and would you consider riding in a driverless car? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel for more travel tips and travel news and travel hacks.